Hi Alba,
Hi.
Welcome at this strange event format the local artist is present. I'm very pleased to chat with you, to know your work, your photographs. Alba is a great photographer and director in the future, and she's story is very strange, very particular, very intensive. You were born in Bangkok, Thailand, and came back to Trieste with your mother as a child.
Yes.
How do you feel when you came back in Trieste? Do you remember something, a sensation?
Of course, like when I came back to Trieste, I was 8 years old, and I was living in Thailand, and there was no winter. So when I came in Trieste out of the airplane, I looked to my grandmother and my mother, and I said, "Why is there a conditioner everywhere?" Because in Thailand, like the only place where it's fresh is in the supermarket with air conditioner. And I was like, "There's air conditioner everywhere. That's so strange." So that's my first impression of Trieste, really first.
Very freezing.
Really freezing, like, oh my God, but there's a lot of air conditioners. So that was the first the thing I remember of Trieste. And of course, when I came here, I was speaking Italian and English, and as you can see, I have a dark skin. So it was quite difficult for me to get integrate in. I was doing the elementary school in Sistiana.
Yes.
So it's a tough city to integrate with. It's a tough story in Trieste.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to find integration with people from other countries.
Yes.
It's not easy.
In the 90s. In
the 90s in Sistiana. It's not Trieste. It's a small country.
It's not.
Also today, speaking of immigration, it's still a difficult topic.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay. But we're here, and it's things that are tough. They make you grow.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yes. And after you studied in Bologna, and you specialized in Milan.
In Bologna University, cinema. Then I did a master at the ICP in New York of documentary photography, and then I did another master in Milano at the NABA in photography and visual design. So I traveled a little bit. I went away from Trieste at 18 years old, so I did school here. I did 4 years theater, and then I traveled a lot, and I studied my photography and my research. Always thinking about social issues and things that were important to be said.
Yeah. I first saw your work through the photographs you took at the Pedocin last year within the Salotto Vienna exhibition, and with the Element Shoe Charmaritosa. And why you choose to investigate this aspect of Trieste identity?
Because I came back in Trieste to live here. Last year, after 10 years, I was away from Trieste. And I really I never thought I would really come back to live in Trieste. And I just came back. I did this research in June, May. And I just came back from 1 month of traveling in Iran. So for me, it was really a particular thing because, as you know, in Iran, when you go to the beach, there is only a beach for women, and they cannot be with men. When you go to the theater, you have to go in one way the woman and the other way the man. So for me, coming here and thinking of Pedocin, and I was just in Iran, was like, okay, there is a wall that separates women and men, and this wall is here from the 200 years.
Yes, and the other culture.
And it's the only wall in Europe that separates men and women. So thinking of this, not only in the Trieste local and society, thinking of this outside Trieste, it is particular. So I want to go there and take those pictures. So that's my first thought in taking pictures at the Pedocin. It's a social issue. It's a wall that divides men and women.
For me, it was very interesting to see your exhibition because also looks like a reflection on the female body, the ancient female body, and usually that is never photographed with all its imperfection and on a beach with women of different ages from different social classes, and this is a mix of culture, a mix of languages
that fits all together in a uniform way. All these differences, they come together in a unique place at the beach where everyone are with the bathing suit and without the clothes, so we're all the same at the beach.
And for me, Pedocin is a democratic place because you can view a lot of nationalities, countries, and identities, and child play together without real social wall.
It's true. Like everyone is without the clothes, and we're just there at the beach, and it feels natural without men, so even better.
Your approach is delicate and at the same time penetrating when you portray the body of people. I think at people with mental issues, and I was very impressed by your work on the mental health center.
You want me to show you something? Okay.
Following the Basaglia law.
Basaglia law. So was my thesis on at the university in Bologna. This photographic research after the Basaglia law, and I spoke about Gianni Berengo Garbin and Gianni Celati, so the research that they did actually here with my relator, who is Claudio Marra. And after a year I did again these pictures for an exam of Stefano Graziani. He was my teacher at NABA.
In the NABA.
And so I did this these portraits on this pink wall that there is in Aurisina at the
has the same curtains wall.
So here they are. And these are just portraits that I did. The exam was based on the last book of Jung, that the name in Italian is Le cose che si vedono in cielo. And you believe in things that are upside your head when you are in crisis. So I went in the mental hospital to take these pictures of people looking somewhere else. She's taking a picture, so it's ontological.
It's a fantastic approach.
Yeah, this is nice. Is there a couple?
I love this. I love this photo.
With
and this,
and without glasses. This is upside down, sorry. These are upside down. She's my mother.
Oh, fantastic.
Thailand.
Yeah.
This is the last one.
Okay. Fantastic, fantastic.
Thank you.
The title, I prescelti, the chosen one. Why did you choose this title?
Because I think that the chosen one are the one that have a sensibility that others don't have, and they are the chosen one because they see things in a different way. They're like, I think, I like to say this, that they're like people that it's like they don't have a part of skin, so they feel things that are real in a different way, like stronger.
Yes.
And you ask what is normal, what is not normal. They are normal, but they just feel things in a deeper way than we do. And they're choosing to see this. They didn't choose it. Someone chose it for them. And that's why it's a poetic way to say things of mental issues.
And another interesting work is Roots, Radici.
Here it is.
And you traveled to the Mestra Desert in Iran in search of your origins, but also to explore the nature, the interesting nature in this desert.
It went like this. So I never met my father.
Yeah.
And I didn't know who my father is since a few years ago, like 2-3 years ago. And my mother said she doesn't remember who it could be. And maybe his name is Masad, and he's or from Iran or from
Iraq. Okay.
From Iraq or from Iran.
Yeah.
She's not sure. So I cannot go in Iraq. It's difficult.
Very difficult
to go there. It's impossible.
For women.
And I had a colleague, photographer, that she's Iranian, and I asked her, I want to go and see how people are in Iran. And I thinking of my father that I didn't know, I wanted to take pictures of the desert. Because of the desert I carried inside all these years.
Yeah.
So for me, this is my first work on my father. And it's a work in the desert. This is a salt lake.
Oh.
It's not so much light.
This is magical. This is dreamy.
Dreamy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
No.
The desert is like, and the culture there is amazing. It's full of history. It's one of the beautiful countries I ever saw.
Yeah. That's another suspended place.
Yeah, like an non-place.
This is different from the others.
Yeah, this is the only picture like of architecture, let's say.
And with people maybe,
Yeah,
and the others,
Yeah, with the trace of humanity. This one I like a lot. Here is the other one with the person.
Oh,
They go always on the wall,
sì.
on the roof, because they are Zoroastrian.
Sì.
Before the 79, when the Muslims went on the power, the religion and the politics were Zoroastrian, so they look at the stars. That's what they believe. And so when you go in the desert, like in the night, you have these people that they tell you everything about the stars, and it was very nice. It was magical. The paths of the people that go through the desert, the traces.
After this journey and this immersive trip, your vision of the city, your vision of your family story is changing.
It changed my identity because for my entire life I thought I was born in Thailand and grew in Thailand. So I went there because I needed to find my identity, like which people look like me, where do I belong? That was my question. Who am I? Where do I belong?
Yeah.
And actually when I was there, people were speaking to me in Farsi. So I actually
bellissimo.
was there and I looked like them and they spoke to me in their language. So I felt I was part of that place. So it was really powerful.
And the main aim of your research so far focuses on the visual identity of places, people, in particular social context. In a few days you will exhibit at the Malmo Photo Biennial. It is a great occasion for you, a great chance.
It's the first biennale that we do.
Yes. And you will exhibit your work with Sharon Ritossa. Your work about the construction and the use of the images by Isis, entitled Places.
We did this book.
Yes.
This is a dummy book that we did of the images. So the work is about the identity and about the visual studies and relations of power. Because as we know, they speak to us, to the West, with videos. They use like green screens, so they use cinema effects to speak with people. So it's interesting to see how a touristic group works using images. And that is what shocked me, because we don't know what's happening there and we know their point of view. So it's about the truth of photography. Is it true?
Yes,
Is
between fiction and reality.
And cinema, because they actually use cinema effects.
The real mise-en-scène.
The real mise-en-scène, but the peoples are for real. So this is the book.
With curtains, with fabrics, with...
Hashtag, because they use a lot the social. So this was the first picture we did in Grado. That's why the name is Places, because it could be anywhere. We don't know actually if that place is in Iraq, in Syria, or in Grado. Here there is a computer.
Very interesting.
Under.
This reminds me an installation of contemporary art.
There is a computer under. So it's about hiding the things they use to communicate.
And the use of colors, they mix
because actually this
black and orange.
Because it's victim and executioner. So the orange is Guantanamo, and this is the case of John Cantil, that actually he was a victim and then became, they used them to do propaganda. So he didn't have the orange dress anymore, and he did the propaganda for ISIS.
Yes, like a disguise.
Here is all black.
Oh, total black.
Total black. Here is the green screen and the special effects in cinema that they use. The pixel on a child, because they use also child soldiers, of course. And the pixel because without the permission of parents in the media you cannot see the children, so you pixel them. This is the geolocalizer. Because there is this case in which this New Zealandese he forgot to turn off the geolocalizer, and he posted a thing on Twitter, and then they found him because he used social without thinking.
It's a screenshot.
It's a screenshot.
Okay.
It's a screenshot, and behind we put a map that I have at home. So we took a picture with that. These are the two Japanese and the green screen, because they thought they actually came out after this video that the light went in two different directions, that it was a studio with the desert behind. They actually on the green screen put it the desert, the picture, and it was all made in a studio pretending they were in the desert. And they noticed it because one light from here went in a direction and one in the other, so it was actually reproduced in studio. So these are the paradoxes of technology. Here's the mouse.
This is more interesting.
It's in 3D, and it's a gestual that
Yeah.
we use in the internet.
The touching.
The touch,
Yeah.
Here is always mise en scène, the execution, beheading. And here is always
And
a special
here
effects.
on the
We were
seaside in
Grado,
Italy or in Grado?
on the seaside, and we took one of these things that you use when you're on a boat, and it's the emergency.
Yeah.
So we like put it to pretend that it's a war.
Yeah.
No?
It seems like a war scenery.
Yeah, yeah. Here's like the iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
So the technologies that they use.
Yes.
This map. So yeah, this is it.
It's a political use of images.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in Italian history, we can also say there is a similar case like Brigate Rosse, that they use television media to become bigger and use the victims on the television. So it's not a new thing that they do. It started maybe 10 years before with Al-Qaeda. We had
With another
example-
impact in
Yeah.
Italy in the 60s because
only that now they use social medias, they use computers, they use internet,
yeah.
they use different channels to the
to
propaganda.
know, to
Yeah.
discover these realities. And now, what's your next project?
My next project is a documentary that I'm writing with Francesco Tavella, and it will be on the researches of my identity and on my father, because speaking about my history, the things that I did, I'm always
You starting
asking-
with Daddy series
yes,
some years ago.
some years ago, and taking like the pictures when I was small in Thailand at 8 years old, where there is no father, just
Yes.
me, my mother, my brother, and my grandmother. And it's important for me to ask me, where do I come from, who is he?
Yeah.
And it's a way for art to face life
Yeah.
and go on with it. So it
Another
would
way
be-
to explore.
explore life. So
yeah.
I'm working on this, and I'm trying to concentrate. And let's see. It's the first documentary, it's the first
Ecco.
video that I'm doing, and I don't want to
A
say
film,
too
maybe?
much, because I mean it will be a film,
Okay.
maybe, but cross fingers. I don't want to say too
Okay,
much because it's
okay.
you never know.
Finger
Yeah,
crossed.
finger crossed. It's, I'm just writing it for now, and let's see where we go.
Thank you, Alba.
Thank you so
It's
much.
a pleasure, and
you.
have a good trip to Malmo.
Thank you.
And
you. Thank you so much.
See
for this
you
occasion. See you soon
soon.
in Trieste.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ciao.